Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy JB.
And this is your boy AJ.
And us together, we are the Chop Suey Crew podcast. Today's episode is called Adventure Time. We got a VIP in the house by the name of Buckey Rogers. And I'll tell you right now, the reason why we call him Buckey Rogers, this motherfucker has a chin that was chiseled by the founding fathers. Benjamin Franklin's touched it. George Washington's touched it. But before he gets to talk, we want to give a big shout out to his channel. Hit that like and subscribe. His channel on YouTube is Brandon's Adventure Channel. Don't forget, subscribe.
Yep.
So, Buckey, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you guys, even though you kind of bailed on me.
Hold on. Let me start off with, so when we started this podcast, we originally had 3 people on the show, all right? And we sent all kinds of requests to Buckey Rogers to be in the podcast, asked him about when, you're gonna come in, what's your topics gonna be? Nothing. Crickets.
Yeah.
No text. JB, did you get anything?
Man, that motherfucker thought we were dicking around. So we had to cut him. I mean, our second video, we got a comment from Cecilia Gillian. She was like, what happened to the middle guy? Well, the middle guy's in the studio today. So,
actually, he's going to be a repeat. So he's just very busy. And, I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but yeah. Come on, Buckey.
Oh, yeah, okay. So here's what really happened. They put me in their photo, and then they never hit me up after that again. I'm in their main photo on their channel.
Not anymore, Not anymore, man.
Hey, no, hold on. JB,
I'm happy to be here. I had to take my talents elsewhere and start my own channel. Which is like pretty sick,
man.
I got like 2 more subscribers.
Bro, you owe me like $15. It took me $15 to cut you out of that logo.
Look, JB, explain to me, how long did it take him to provide you with his pictures?
Well, what did it take? Like
it took
2 weeks, man.
It took me 2 business days.
No, it did. 2 business days, my ass. And then you sent me a fucking your Tinder picture.
Yeah, I had to send you one. I had to send you one to put in the bank, man. I had to send you one to put in the spank bank.
Man. Hey, you sure it's not Grindr?
You probably still have that picture too, don't you?
No, I deleted it off my phone.
Oh yeah,
it was a little too sexy.
It's probably your home screen, man.
we actually, no joke, we used it in the Tinder account, and we were getting swipes like all the time.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
If you like them hefty, we got you, bro.
Oh, shit.
We got him already. It's only a phone call away.
At least I got some size coming from the 2 Asians in the room.
Is that one size fits all or what?
Yeah. Well, Buckey, let the audience know a little bit about yourself, man, and why you came on the channel today.
All right, man. So, kind of what I've been having going on lately, as I told you, I have a channel called Brandon's Adventure Channel. So what I do on there is just kind of share with people my different little adventures that I have throughout, like the local area in Colorado. Right now it's mountain biking season, so I'm doing a lot of content with that. Ooh. Taking a lot of mountain biking trips, doing a lot of stuff in like the Denver area, raiding trails and stuff like that. Gonna do Travel the West series here soon, so look out for that one.
What does that entail?
So I'm gonna do a southern Colorado trip where I go through Grand Junction and then into Moab, and then from Moab I'm gonna go to Sedona, Arizona.
Oh,
so those are like
there.
Yeah, those are like some pretty world-class areas that we have here in the States.
Are you driving or are you on a bike?
So we're taking a road trip, taking the bikes with us.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So for right now, we're just doing biking stuff because it's that season. But my vision for the channel is to have all different types of things on there, like gear reviews, not only mountain biking, but I want to do rock climbing, ice climbing, maybe some parachuting, hang gliding.
Oh, shit.
You know,
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, just just all different types of adventure type stuff. I want to, climb pretty crazy mountains and.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, AJ and I are planning on a climb
That's
Mount
right.
Elbert,
Boom.
the second tallest mountain in the United States, the largest mountain in the lower 48. I smoke like a fucking chimney, and I'm gonna reach the top before you do.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah.
what he meant by that is we're gonna drive all the way. Well, maybe a little bit of hiking here and there. And, we'll need an ambulance by the end of it. So, Bucky, how'd you get started with this stuff, man? What was the starting point of all of this? Is that a passion for you or a hobby? Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so the channel kind of started, I guess it started about 5 years ago when I started doing more outdoor adventure stuff. I moved to Alaska 3 years ago.
Hold up. You said the channel started 5 years ago. You only got 3 goddamn videos on there.
Well, I'm kind of.
You got an OnlyFans section?
Damn, this is coming from with a squad with the Chop Suey crew with 12 subscribers, man. Jeez, damn. They're talking shit. No, but I mean, I'm just trying to go into how it started.
All right.
So it kind of started 5 years ago when I started rock and ice climbing back in Alaska. Got stationed there. And people told me all the way up to this point, I only started the channel a few months ago, but they always told me, hey man, you should share these experiences with other people and maybe inspire them to do crazy stuff and enjoy their lives. And so I just finally picked up a camera and just started filming stuff and took it from there. So
do you have
that's where I'm at now.
what are some of the crazy stories you got, man?
So some of the crazier stories, I haven't gotten those ones on film, but definitely they say that the most dangerous years in the mountains are your first 3 years when you're kind of just learning. My first time ever leading an ice climb. So for those of you that don't know, that are out there listening to this, when you lead an ice climb, you have to place your own gear, and the gear. It's really not that safe. You're just plugging screws into frozen ice, and if you fall, you're hoping that it holds. So on my first climb, we were down on a climb called Ripple in a Clutna Canyon in Alaska, and my crampon actually fell off in the middle of the climb, and a crampon is like a spike that goes on your boot.
Okay.
And I almost fell off the fucking climb. It was crazy.
Let me stop you right there. When you say crampon,
Sounds like a tampon.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay.
Throwing out some zingers, man.
You sure it wasn't tampon? That's kidding.
Yeah. So my crampon fell off. I actually had to rappel off the climb off of an ice screw, and then from there finish off the climb. So that's just like one of many stories that I kind of have that, you kind of learn from experience when you're up in the mountains, and you have to learn how to negate those variables and risks when you're out there. So, yeah. So
that's interesting. Just having you describe that, you talking about it now. Obviously, you're here and live, but just imagine having to just fall out, off of mountains, and you're fucked. And that's pretty crazy, man.
There's definitely some risks. There's definitely people that have died. You talk about the legends like Dean Potter and all those guys that you read about in the mountaineering magazines. And yeah, you try to negate those risks, but those risks and managing those risks are part of what makes being in the mountains so rewarding, because you can go out there and just be totally on your own and solo and be able to survive just totally of your own accord. But yeah, in those early years, we definitely had some pretty big scares. I almost lost a buddy climbing up on, I actually forget the name of the peak. It's in the front range of the Chugach. My friend,
Alaska.
my friend Josh.
Anchorage.
Yeah. It's in Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah.
But my buddy was climbing up this little snow bluff, and the snow bluff actually cut away.
Oh.
And
Damn.
it almost took him off like a 200-foot cliff. He had to like traverse over the snow bluff as it was like falling off the mountain.
Oh shit!
And yeah, but luckily he made it out of that one. So
Yeah, that's
So it's almost like an
Definitely
avalanche, right?
yeah, so it was like a little mini avalanche, but it was just on like a little cliff, so it wasn't enough to bury him. But it was on like a really sketchy spot on the mountain. So there's definitely
So how many years did you live in Alaska for?
3.
Yeah, so I spent some time in there, the OG days back in 2008 to 2011. I'd go back in a heartbeat, but I used to remember the animals, man. I remember the fucking.
Yeah, man.
I remember one time I was laying out a cross-country ski. It was like Chronicles of Narnia shit, man. It was like snowing, like no get out. And here I am, a Florida boy, on these little skis, not knowing what the hell I'm doing, but I gotta lay this course out. And I turned the corner, the biggest moose I've ever seen in my fucking life. It must have been like 8 foot tall. And I started talking to him.
Well, let's picture that. So that big, like, is that like a size of a car or a truck?
It's bigger than a car, man. It's bigger than a fucking car, dude.
That's what I'm trying to imagine. Like, you look at it, you see pictures of it, you don't understand the size of it until you see it
They're
up front.
huge. They're massive. I mean, one of the biggest things with moose is you don't want to hit them because they're so tall. You knock their legs out, and their body actually falls onto the roof of your car, and you actually die from it. But I turn this corner and see this moose, and I start talking to him. I'm like, hey, bro.
Just like that. Hey, bro.
Like that,
I'm
bro.
like, hey, bro. I
Yo,
see you. You see me.
That's it.
I just need to lay this course out. Just leave me alone, man. And I just scooted right on by him and finished up that course. But I used to remember
Just
on
trying
the,
to stay chill with this moose, man.
I used to remember on that base, man. There was what, a couple grizzlies, some wolves.
Oh yeah, there was all types
Yeah.
of sketchy shit on that basis.
So Alaska's like, man, that's the outdoor paradise.
The
for-
last frontier.
the last
man.
frontier.
No,
You know,
The last frontier.
You know,
It's insane. You go like an hour in any direction, and there's just
It's
you're in the middle of nowhere.
It's like jungle.
Crazy.
Like
Yep.
the bush. They call it the bush. Like it's.
The bush, yeah.
I mean, the bush is coming
Straight
back
up in the
nowadays.
bush.
Hit up the hood.
hey, this sounds like a Pornhub, Pornhub episode here.
Speaking of the bush in Alaska, you remember your buddies going out telling you about how sketchy the ladies were in that area?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the highest it's like the gonorrhea capital of the world.
The Ghana, man.
My buddy got the clap like 6 times while we were there.
6 times?
The medical staff that he worked with literally got to know him by a first name
Really?
basis by the end of
Damn.
his stay there.
Man, his
He's
fucking.
also a total piece of shit, but
Man, you got the clap 6 times. His dick probably looks like those aliens off the movie. Like, you know, from those xenomorphs, man.
if he like squeezed his dick, it'd be like an old tube
Oh my
of toothpaste,
God.
man. It's really gnarly.
So, needless to say, his name is what Mr. Clap now? What?
Yeah, what do you
Oh,
call
yeah,
him?
we call him Toothbrush, man. That's my boy, Toothbrush. That's his nickname, man. Toothbrush. He's a legend. He is. He's a
Damn.
legend. He taught me everything I know.
Hey, you learn from the best, right?
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Where's he at now, by the way?
He's just traveling around.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
just being a vagabond.
Okay.
A vagabond. That's a good word. I haven't heard that one in a while. So, have you had any like crazy encounters with animals?
Oh yeah, man. When I first got there, talking about bears, I knew nothing about. I'm from northern Ohio, so we don't really have stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
We have like whitetail where I'm from, but I didn't know about black bears in Alaska and how aggressive they are when you get in contact with their cubs. So
Oh.
I was just going for a jog the one day down this dirt road, and there was this mama black bear
Uh-oh.
and 3 cubs with her. And I'm jogging down the road, and all I see is this mama black bear, and I'm like probably 20, 30 yards from her, and all I look at her and we just make eye contact, and she was like, I could. There was like some telepathy going on at that point, and she looked me in the eye. She's like, "What's up, bro?"
That's right.
She was like, "What's up, bro? You trying to go?" And so I was like, "Nah, pimpin', I'm not trying to go."
Hey. So you did the JB approach, right? Just try to talk it out. Like
I was trying to smooth things over.
Right.
So I was like, "No, this is your hood." I laid down, tried to play dead, and so.
But you ain't supposed to play dead.
That was the wrong thing to do.
I
I hadn't received that memo yet, man. It was like my first week there. I had no idea what I was doing. I laid down. She started approaching me. Started getting real low. Apparently, I know now that means they're about to just mess you up. Oh yeah, they're about to get you. So I get up. So I did the two worst things. I tried to play dead, and then I got up, made myself big, and sprinted away as fast as I could.
Well, at least you did the second part right.
Oh yeah,
because they teach you. Well, they teach you in Alaska. A grizzly bear you play dead, but a black bear you put your arms up and you just scream at it as loud as you can. You make yourself look big and you try to spook it out, but.
Does that work?
But you don't run.
It's supposed to.
Supposed to work.
Yeah, you're not supposed to run.
I want to see a video of that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Look it up on the tube.
Yeah. They got some crazy videos of people up in Alaska hunting and stuff. You ever see the videos of people like spear hunting and shit up in trees?
Oh,
damn!
no.
What?
Yeah, man.
That sounds legit.
I used to remember the fishing out there on the Russian River.
Uh-huh.
They called it combat fishing. There'd be like 100 people on the edge of the. There'd be salmon everywhere, but in
were they stabbing that shit or
no, in Alaska you can't take a net and catch the salmon. You have to actually hook it.
Really?
So you'd have hundreds of people just shooting out these flies and people missing ears and shit. Like
those rednecks would get pissed if you cross their line.
That's right, son. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hold on. How'd they end up in Alaska, bro?
Oh yeah. They would pull guns out and shit. Like they would get pissed. They'd try and fight you.
Let me tell you a story about Alaska.
All right, let's get it.
For those of you that have never been to Anchorage, Anchorage is a beautiful city, but it is probably one of the hoodest cities I've ever been to. The fucking Samoans up there, man. They did an episode of Gangland.
No need to be racist.
No, Gangland, dude. A&E went up there to do Gangland on the Samoans,
That's
man.
how you know it's serious.
But check out a restaurant. It's on Northern Line. It's called Hula Hands. The best fucking chicken you'll ever eat. Samoans make it, but the motherfuckers are sketchy, man.
Oh yeah. People get jumped all the time.
Yeah.
They got a place. They got a place in what road is it? Well, there's a place called the Stabbin' Cabin. Remember the Stabbin' Cabin? What was the real name of that place?
I don't know.
It's called the Stabbin' Cabin.
As it sound like.
As you would think, because young people would go in there and start fights, and they get stabbed by the Samoans all the time, man.
Oh man,
just don't mess with them.
It's kind of like you've been warned, right? You know, when you see the title of the restaurant, you're like, "Hey,
Stabbing Cabin."
Yeah.
Would you go back there, Bucky?
Oh, in a heartbeat. That place is incredible.
You know, that's one thing. You guys talk about that, and I always look at, and I think I mentioned this in the other podcast that we had. You know, we love to. Now I like exploring, going outdoors. So I think Alaska is going to be one of those where it's gonna get you that fix, you know what I mean? Like I know we have Colorado here, we have Montana, Wyoming.
But the only problem with Alaska, it's so desolate. I mean, the closest city to Anchorage, the big city, is what, Fairbanks, about 6 hours away, and there ain't shit in between.
But you see what I'm saying? Like that's the true outdoors. You know what I mean? Like you know, you go to like Colorado, you know. There's a little bit of that here and there, but then
Denver's right there.
Denver's right there.
You're
you got
back in civilization in like an hour.
Just a few hours away. But when you guys mentioned Alaska, you know, it sounds like you mentioned an hour away. Like an hour away, it's like, man, there's nothing out there. Like if you want to be that guy, you know, camping out and stuff, that's for you.
But there's so much shit to kill you up there. I remember, what was it? Almost every day there's like a little earthquake. The Anchorage recently had like a 7 or 8 on the Richter scale.
Oh yeah,
kind
they
of
had
jacked it up.
Right after I left, there was like a huge earthquake.
Yeah.
A lot of my buddies' houses got messed up. The highways got messed up. It was, there's some pretty.
Then when I was there, we had a Mount Redoubt. It's a volcano across the Gulf. It blew up and it dumped ash on Anchorage. That was pretty crazy.
So that's insane.
Were you there for that, Bucky?
Pretty cool story. Yeah. No, I wasn't there for that.
That was a while ago.
That was back in what?
Yeah.
20.
You were probably still in fucking diapers, bro. 2008.
I was still in high school, man. I was fucking stealing your
Hey.
girl out on the football field.
And did you have those dreads, man?
Oh yeah. Things have changed, man. Things have definitely changed.
No hair, man.
I had some. I went from like full on dreadlock white boy hippie to shaving my head and.
Hey, you gotta submit that picture because this is gonna be on the podcast. And
Put the
picture up there. You gotta give this picture.
that would be sweet to have it like before.
it's from
people
before. It's before and after. You know, kind of like that. It's kind of like a.
That'd be sick.
Bucky, I'm really interested in. So Alaska, you had fun there, and I believe you met a certain girl that's very unique. Can you tell us more about her? Because I'm very interested. I know you and I talked about this. And, she's here now. I mean,
she actually moved away again. But
that was your chance, bro.
I don't know if I'm really. She's more of like a hang out with her kind of girl, not necessarily.
Okay. That's like
So it's
like
kind
a
of an
smash buddy.
adventure. So it's still an adventure, though.
Adventure.
She's definitely an adventurer.
Take us back to Alaska with her.
As hell. Well, this is one of my friends from Alaska. She's a really cool girl. She's pretty much the epitome of what you would think of when you think of a hippie. She lives in her van. She travels the U.S. just going to national parks and just being an all-around general dirtbag, which is cool. Like dirtbag in her walk of life is not any sort of bad term, but yeah, she's really interesting, really cool climber girl. But one of the most unique things about her is that she lives in her van. But not only does she live in her van, she has a stable for her goats in her van. Two goats. She has an alpine goat, and then she has a wool goat or whatever.
What?
She has
She
an
got
alpine goat.
different
She has a pack goat, and then she has like a fur goat. So she makes socks out of one, and then one of them is her pack goat. And they live inside of her, and she lives
How'd you
not
feel
in
all
a
that?
not in like an RV, in a van. And she has to put hay in the back of that fucking thing all the time. Yeah, man, it's freaking wild. Like, she is a wild
That's
woman.
why I wanted to ask him.
Yeah, what is this?
She is like the perfect girl, man. She
That's
is
what
amazing.
I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's
she's
the dream
so
one
cool.
right there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: did you ever sleep in that van?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Not like that.
With the
I
goats.
respect her, so I won't put it out there like that. Like we
No,
never.
I'm just saying,
never did
you're
anything
like-
But
that,
were the goats in the
with
van?
the goats, right?
Were the goats
Yeah,
in the van?
yeah. We did sleep with the
slept
goats
with
one
the
time.
goats.
Yeah, we slept with the
Legit.
goats. Yeah. It was like an Afghani porno, man.
So did the goat, did the Billy Goat kind of just,
Oh yeah,
you're nuts.
he jumped over the fucking gate at one point in the night and almost crushed my nuts, man. He was not having a good time at one point. He had to take a piss, and Mama didn't want to let him out, and he was just not having a good time.
So where's she at now?
I think she's up in Alaska now, up in like the Hope area. She's actually starting a hippie commune.
Okay.
Yeah, with her friends. It's like this weird
It's like
little
some
cult.
Charles Manson shit.
Yeah. It's like a cult type thing where they're all gonna pay each other and like love and rainbows and shit.
Peace and love. You know?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So they're just gonna be hanging out up there and start a farm and just have goats and live happily ever after.
Did you say goodbye to her? Like before she left?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Okay.
AJ on that shit today.
No, we had
AJ's
this,
like a love guru.
This is our conversation at the time when I worked with Bucky. We had some really interesting conversation, and this is what we wanted to bring out to the audience. It's the uniqueness of individuals such as him, and obviously the girl of his dreams. And I think that's something we need to.
It might be a fucking nightmare, man. Fucking goats crushing your nuts and living in a van. Like, come on,
I definitely don't like the domestic lifestyle,
Yeah,
man.
dude, that's something I think if once I retire, that's something I'm looking at doing, man. I don't know, JB. What do you think? I know you like bougie as fuck, but that you got to do that. Like we have to do that, bro. Like,
what you mean?
that we gotta camp out and shit. You know, we're not gay or
camp?
anything, but yeah, but like we gotta we gotta outdoorsy it, man. You know what I mean?
I mean, the only time
Live
I
in a
really
van.
so the only
The
time
bang, but no.
the only time I really camped was where I grew up. There's a place called St. Andrews Bay, and it's like this wooded area next to the beach. So I really wouldn't call it camping. Like you're in the woods, but you walk like 100 feet, and you're right there by the beach. So, but I'm game for whatever. You only live once, yellow
right.
bitch.
Yeah. So we'll get Bucky in there. So
That's one of the things I love about going out in the mountains is you kind of get to. We're talking about camping, so
Right.
in modern society, there's like. Not to get too deep here.
Let's go deep, man. We're going in.
Balls deep.
Balls deep. Real deep. Down
Let's
to
go.
the crest. Yeah, but seriously though, like in modern society, there's just there's always this connection that you have. You can never be alone, and it's hard to find like that sense of satisfaction. We're just like doing the 9 to 5.
Oh yeah.
And going out there and being able to just ride bikes, even if it's just taking a couple day trip or whatever, or just going camping. It kind of gets you to escape from, what they call the 9 to 5 grind, the rat race.
Yeah.
And that's kind
the
of
rat
like
race is real.
Yeah, man. It's pretty depressing the way people live their lives now. They go to work, they sit in an office all day, and then they come home and then they kind of sit down. They're tired from sitting in an office and doing that all day, sitting at a computer screen, and they watch TV and eat Cheetos and
That's me, bro.
Cheetos are good, man.
yeah, Cheetos are good, but like that's one of the cool things about going out, and that's kind of like why I wanted to start my channel in the first place, was to help people and inspire them to go out and
How are you going to inspire people when it's been up for 5 years and you only got 3 videos? Come on, man.
Come on, man! I was trying to go deep right here, and you just started dogging me. Damn, you like wasn't having it. I was trying to have a heart-to-heart moment, man.
It was good,
and you
man.
just fucked it all up. You're a dick.
Well, I'm just sitting here and I'm soaking in. I'm like, man, this is really good. And you're like talking about inspiring people, but you only inspire people like on average a year and a half.
Oh.
So come on.
Man, we got the bazooka, man. RPG.
Okay.
Chop Suey Crew we release stuff every week.
I'm gonna be talking mad shit when I pass you guys up.
Wait, hold on. We start our channel like
I'm just gonna
after.
shit. I'm gonna shit on your channel. Oh yeah, I did this. Oh yeah, I know you like this bike review. By the way, I did this one podcast right now. Fuck that podcast. That podcast sucks. Don't ever watch.
But that's
it.
publicity.
That's right, yo.
So AJ and I talk about this. You ever
Well, I'll
heard,
never talk about it.
no. Have you heard of Takeshi 69?
That's right.
Oh
The
yeah,
rapper.
the rapper. Yeah. He's a
So
total
everyone
douche.
clowns on his ass, right? They'll be on his channel and they're throwing comments up there, but he almost has 1 billion views on one video. On one fucking video.
On one video.
So go
Yeah,
ahead.
he's getting paid
Go
to
ahead.
do some
Smear
ridiculous
us in the goat shit. Say all the bad shit you want to say. It's gonna make people flock to the channel, dude.
just getting subscribers through hate. That's
right.
That's how everybody does it
That's
nowadays.
right. That's
I
how
guess.
you gotta go in. But Bucky, I like where you're going with this. So I agree with you. And you and I talked about this. I think that
Serious
life
talk
right now. Yeah, that's right. We're going balls deep. Deep. We live our life 9 to 5 or whatever hours you work. Come home, do the same thing. 5 days a week. And I think back in the day, caveman days. We didn't have none of that. We got to hunt for food, go out. If you want a girl, you should club her and take her. Not for real. That's how we, like, hey, the strongest dude, he gets all the girls.
I guess.
Yeah. Hey, y'all need to look that up.
I need to look it up. It's documented. People know about it.
Hey, if I want something, I'm grabbing it. Just like if I want food, I'm grabbing it.
That's right.
So we were like, our bodies were designed to like run, just do all all kinds of shit, right?
Hunter gatherer.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But look at like now, right? What are we doing? We're sitting down.
Domesticated.
Yeah, exactly.
Domesticated.
Yeah, people
We're in
getting
front of the-
fatter.
Yeah.
Getting fatter,
Boom.
getting dumber.
Cheetos, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, none against
Getting less
Cheetos.
fit.
Yep.
Well, speaking about dumber, I hate it when somebody asks me a question and they got their iPhone in their hand. Like, you got a fucking supercomputer in your hand, dude.
Yeah. Bro.
Just ask Google, man.
I'm telling you, it has everything. But you know, you're getting what I'm coming from, right?
I
Like,
get what you're saying.
I like what you're doing, just the fact that you're giving people, you know, that idea of, hey, you know, you could be out here enjoying this beautiful scenery. And that's what really caught me with going outdoors, you know. First time I hiked, I was like, what the hell is this bullshit? And then I got to the top, I was like,
Wow.
I'm the king of the world, you know. I'm like looking out there, beautiful scene, and just not even before
It's like
that,
a
but
drug.
like
It's incredible.
halfway through, you start to see some scenery, like some scenic shit, and you can't go there by car. You have to hike or whatever, and you see that, you're like, oh man, this is nice. I think I remember the first hike I did was in Fort Collins. What's that place called? I forgot the name, but it was beautiful. Horse teeth, you know.
Horse teeth. Yeah. Sounds like my first girlfriend.
Hey! Tell me more. No, but you know what I mean? Like that's, you know, you're not only you're seeing stuff, like outdoor stuff, beautiful scenery, and you're also, you know, improving your physical, you know, fitness, which is, you know, one of the things that I think Buckey is trying to get at, you know what I mean, or trying to allude to. But yeah, what's your take on it, JB? When's the last time we had?
Just like, I don't give a fuck about the outdoors. I just want to wear nice watches and nice shoes.
So I will say, yeah.
Bougie as hell. That's
So I am bougie, but I do like the outdoors. I mean, for me, it's a little different. I'd rather be on a beach. I mean, I grew up on the Gulf Coast most of my life anyways, so I'm used to being around water. But like in Alaska, really didn't do a whole lot because, you know, most of the time it's freezing out there.
Yeah.
Even the so-called summertime, at night it gets really cold.
right.
Here in Colorado and stuff, like AJ and I, we went out to Foco and like we tried looking for this waterfall, not realizing that we already saw the waterfall, but we thought it was somewhere else, so we ended up climbing pretty much like a mountain.
Yeah. Well, let's backtrack. The waterfall he described was it's like you see a faucet. And
I
you
can
turn it
pee
on.
more than that
That's
fucking
right.
waterfall.
That's how small
like
it
that's
was.
a-
it was tiny. But
Was that Lori State Park?
yeah, it was in
Yeah.
Lori State Park. So
And it says, you know, the sign said waterfall, 0.2 miles. We're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
excited. We're like, let's go.
yeah, then we get there and it's just a wall. So we thought it was past that, so we ended up hiking. But I do like the outdoors. I mean, I don't have any form of social media or anything like that, and I think I talk a lot about this actually on the podcast, so bring it up a lot. But like, my life has actually become simpler, less stress because I don't have social media.
Oh yeah,
That's
100%
what's up.
agree.
That's what's up.
Because I
man.
think, you know,
Yeah.
there's so many people out there chasing likes, you know, they get their ass chapped because somebody said something.
Wait. That's Instagram, is it? That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the
I know
Insta.
he's
The
talking about.
TikTok or whatever they do.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, see, like, the only thing I really had was Facebook, but then AJ and I, you know, we always try to go on some sort of adventure, like, once a week, you know, because it's like, just like you said, that 9 to 5, but on the weekends, we want to go out and do something, you know, so.
Yeah, it's important to get out there. I did kind of the same thing as you, deleting the social media. I still have it just to like put videos or
Yeah.
you know, message friends and stuff like that, but definitely cut it out a lot, and I feel a lot better, and definitely waste a lot less time. That's the big
Oh, yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Is like sitting. You should be doing something. You should be fucking mowing the lawn or doing whatever, and you're just sitting there mindlessly scrolling through Facebook, looking at shit that people posted that
Yeah.
you're never going to talk to again.
No, that is very
Really,
true.
yeah.
It's almost like, you know, when you see the post, like it's always one-upping each other. Like, oh, look what I did. I
Yeah.
traveled and stuff. Like, who really cares where you went, man?
Yeah.
No one gives a
It,
shit.
it
right?
only shows
You
like
know?
the best parts, and
You
it
see what
can
I'm
it
saying?
can be good though.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. That's one thing that with social media, like especially with I call it face. What's the bad word for Zuckerberg? Anyway, yeah, Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
The Zuck.
The Zuck.
The
Zuck.
You got Zuck, man.
Lizard
Yeah.
people.
The lizard.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's
Selling all
another,
your information.
No, but I'm saying like, yeah, you're right, Bucky. I think when you look at social media in general, specifically Facebook, you see the good parts of people's lives. You're like, oh, look at that! I went surfing.
Yeah.
And look at my food I'm eating. Like, who gives a shit, bro?
Yeah.
Like, nah, man. Look, look at the fucking Cheetos I'm eating. How about that? So, but yeah, man, I think that's good for you guys. That
Well, I used to remember like, I used to have a friend on Facebook, and they'd be like, "I'm going to the grocery store.
no one cares.
I don't have any toilet paper."
Yeah.
No one cares.
That's the real problem when
Yeah.
people start posting their entire lives and
Yeah,
it's
it's ridiculous.
That doesn't even matter.
Like, what does that like do for you? Give you that self-satisfaction? I mean,
No, you know what? That likes is addicting, man. This is the
It is.
some psychologist shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look it up on YouTube. I watched it. It was about Facebook.
Mhm.
They know it's gonna be addicting with Facebook, because you're almost like competing with other people. Who's more popular?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
look
yeah,
at me,
yeah.
man! I got
Oh,
so many
yeah.
likes, and
Yeah.
when you see that, you want to outdo each other, right? It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and fucking skydive or something.
Yeah,
And then take pictures and shit, and like.
I'm gonna be like Bucky Rogers and get one of those squirrel suits. What do they call that? Free diving, right?
Oh yeah, base jumping.
Base jumping,
Base
yeah.
jumping.
Damn.
That's
Never
just
been base
crazy.
jumping
That's the
yet,
next.
but
That's the next shit.
That's the next step. Yeah.
Like I'm a bitch because I'm trying to like. I always say I want to do something like that, and I'm like, nah, man. I'm scared.
kind of
bro.
want to live too, though.
Huh?
Like,
I'm
that shit is
telling you,
way
man.
too dangerous.
I want to try skydiving. I've never done that, but
I
I've
think you
always
and I
wanted to
talked
do
about that,
Yeah,
JB.
we need to do that.
We need to do a tandem. I'll be on top, and no, just kidding. No homo.
Oh yeah.
I could be your baby Bjorn.
you guys do spend a lot of time together.
That's right,
Okay,
that's
it's kind of
right.
getting a little weird.
That's
I
my
don't-
dude.
You guys
That's my
keep this door
brother.
closed a lot.
The door's closed right now.
That's true.
What do you think happens when this podcast is over there,
But
Bucky?
we're laughing.
I'm gonna start throwing some bows and get the fuck out of here.
The spoon.
Oh god.
Oh man, what else you got,
What did I
Bucky?
get myself into?
Hey.
What else you want to tell the people out there?
Oh shit. What else can we talk about?
Anything, man.
Anything, man.
Anything goes, bro.
Show,
you,
man.
you guys already talked about the COVID.
The Rona, yeah.
Straight
You,
out of
you guys
Wuhan.
talked about the
Yeah,
COVID.
check that
Straight
out,
out of
man.
You got that
Yeah.
one spot that blew up. What is that?
Beirut.
Beirut.
yeah.
Talk about Beirut. Remember when they tried to say that it was a fireworks explosion? I said,
Was it? Oh shit.
Yeah, they called it fireworks
yeah,
explosion.
it was all over social media. People were like, "Oh yeah, it was a fireworks explosion." I was like, "It destroyed half a fucking city."
Yeah, Beirut
was-
ain't small either.
Nah, that shit that's crazy, man.
Well, you see what good old Donald Trump was like. He had the American answer. It was a terrorist that did it.
Hey,
Oh, you
He
think
said
so?
that. Yeah.
I don't know.
that was a while ago. Was that July or something? I think I was like on vacation.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw
that
that,
was-
that was a
yeah, I
little
saw
bit
that
ago.
No, I
shit.
think I called you
Yeah.
and was like, "Hey, man, I think
Yeah.
we're going to war or some shit."
Yeah.
But
That
then
shit
it
was
was
nuts.
like, it was what, like sodium nitrate or something?
Yeah, they said they were storing chemicals improperly for a long time, and then eventually those I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't remember what those were.
It was I think it was the most powerful non-nuclear explosion ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I think so.
I mean, you saw a concrete literally turn to dust in an instant. It was
yeah,
crazy.
had the
That
mushroom
happened.
cloud and everything.
The shroom.
Mhm.
The shroom.
What other crazy stuff in the media have you guys not talked about yet? Have you guys talked about the
Man,
aliens?
I'm telling you, it's
Oh,
about to come
talk
out,
about the
man.
aliens.
We
Don't
have-
start with
Let's
aliens
talk
with me,
about
bro.
the aliens,
Don't
man.
start with aliens.
2020,
Hey.
there was a meme about it. 2020 was so crazy that
Yeah.
the government came out about aliens and nobody cared.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a shit. The government was like, yeah, motherfucker, aliens are real. 2020 was like, I don't give a fuck. We got stuff going on
We got
right
the
now.
Rona, man. That's why.
So have you heard of Bob Lazar?
Oh, Bob Lazar is insane.
So
Yeah, Bob
the
Lazar is crazy.
thing, so for the audience
no
that don't
real
know
proof,
who
but-
Bob Lazar is, he worked for pretty much an area in Area 51. I forget what it was called. It was like S1 or S9
Yeah,
or something.
something like
Hey, man,
that.
we don't want to get hit up by the CIA, man.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Oh, yeah.
But so he was an engine type engineer.
Yeah, he was an engineer, and then
Yeah.
they like split up all the different types of scientists on the
Yep.
different parts of the UFO. There's no real proof on that.
But-
Of course.
But
the
he
cr-
is able to describe it in detail, and it's
Yeah.
definitely really interesting.
So
hearing
he
him
talked
talk.
about element 115, and
What
this
is
was
that?
like almost, I would say, what, 40, 50 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And just last year, they were able to produce element 115 in a lab. Scientists were able to do it. The other crazy thing,
Wait, hold on. What is it? Element 15.
so element 115
115.
is an element that can control gravity. So the way these,
anti-gravity, huh?
yeah, so
Yeah.
the way
That's how they get the ship to work.
Yeah.
the propulsion system worked on this alien aircraft was it was able to, it defined the laws of physics. It was
Right.
using gravity as a force,
Oh.
and they were able to create it in the lab. So to me, that's a win for Bob Lazar. The other thing about Bob Lazar was when he talked about this, he was given 3 lie detector tests and he passed them all.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
even
lie detector tests are bullshit.
they
but-
are. I mean, they're
Yeah,
they're
right.
about 60% accurate.
Right. I mean, close enough, right?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
the
yeah.
other crazy thing about it too is for the past 40, 50 years, his story has never changed.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. The
It's
element
never
115
changed.
Yeah, and
the
you know someone
consistency,
who's
yeah.
telling the truth is like, hey, I'm gonna stick to this story.
Yeah, that's
because
the story.
You experienced it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not something you can make up. You know, I've seen people, lie about certain things, and their stories changes from time to time. Like, oh, well, this actually happened. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen it, but I know where you guys are coming from.
But I think what's crazy is how the government, they came out in 2020 and was like, there are UFOs that we don't know about. So
Yeah.
to me, it's kind of
during the
like,
craziest time too.
yeah,
During a time where people wouldn't be paying attention, but if times were normal, this is just conspiracy theory.
yeah.
Like some conspiracy theory talk. I don't really know, but
So let's think deeper. So when you have major events that's happening right throughout the world, maybe you could slip in a few things that to the media or to like maybe a law saying, hey, this will want to pass so that you guys will take care of you guys. So let's go back to the corona stuff, right?
I like where this is going.
It's going. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm gonna blow your mind, right?
yeah, we can talk about this shit all day.
Just kidding. You know what I mean? Like, so back in, remember 9/11 when that happened?
Yeah.
What did we do, like, as far as like security and stuff? Like,
Yeah,
we
a lot
gotta
of different
enact
security
y'all know the
implementations.
law, the Patriot Act.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what that entailed? Like, you're surveillancing,
Mhm.
the masses and shit. Just
Mhm.
in general, that was
Yeah.
the main point of it. So that came about because of that.
And Americans were all about it, not realizing
Yeah.
what it really was for.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we
That's the
were
problem
willing
with
to give up,
communism.
some sort of our privacy so that we can be secured, right?
Mhm.
And what's happening now is like with the corona stuff, what do we have? with
Contact
us all the
tracing.
time? Yep, phones, and
Phones,
even
yeah.
like the vaccination and stuff,
Mhm.
right? What's in it? We don't know. We just say, hey, it's good for you.
Microchips.
They're allowed to shut your business down
Yep.
on the
So-
drop of a hat.
Right. So when there's like major event that's coming up like that
Mhm.
happens, they enact a law to say, hey, this is for the good of everyone, right?
Because the key word
But
is
is it?
fear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, I'm just saying, like, so that's where I'm alluding to. When stuff happens, that's when you can pass stuff up, like, hey, let's do this, or
Yeah.
let's pass this law, or
Yep.
let's mention this, and this is for their
Mhm.
own sake.
Mhm.
But is it, or is it is it somebody else's will?
But to me, like, with the alien piece of it, if the U.S. government has come out and said there's UFOs, I wonder if those pictures, the famous pictures at Roswell of the alien, if that's really real.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
What if they come out? Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff could be declassified.
Well,
I
the
don't
other
think
thing-
something that big would yet because, they probably don't think that the public's ready for it.
Right.
But the
Or
other thing
whatever.
with that is like,
Well, right
if you look
now-
at the Roswell incident, right? You get this, supposedly they got a spacecraft and an alien or two, right? Technology after that point exploded.
Yeah.
Technology just went rampant.
You think they de-engineered some of the
Yeah,
stuff?
I
Like
think
some of
so.
their
reverse
communicate.
engineered.
Yeah.
Yeah, like reverse engineered. That's the
Yeah.
word for it. Yeah, it's like They might have. I mean, that's one theory. I guess we don't know unless they come out with this stuff. But it's kind of crazy that
it's probably out now, man. We're just on a test phase, you know. Some of that shit we don't know.
If I was president, I'd tell all Americans about that shit. That's the first thing I want to know. Raise my right hand. You know, swear me as a president. I'd be like, yo, let me see the alien shit.
Yeah, let me see that.
You gotta go see the Stargate, bro. You know.
Yeah, the Stargate. Yeah.
And then you behind like a door with Men in Black.
Yeah.
Just all this crazy shit.
But the Chop Suey Crew podcast would be the first to break the news about aliens.
That's right.
And Bucky Rogers, you won't be there because you're not on the logo anymore.
Damn, I thought we were going good here for a second, man. I thought damn.
Shots fired
man.
again, man. This is like World War III now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, y'all seen it from the beginning, the middle, and almost at the end. You know, shooting fires up in here. You know,
That's right. It never stops.
It never stops, man. You know,
Killing me. But the only thing that I don't like about the stuff that's going on right now is like anytime you enact things and they could be good in the moment, like people really thought that the Patriot Act was going to end up in some good, and it did.
Yeah.
But it also then sets up a system where future administrations have that power, and they may not have those same intentions in mind. So you're putting those powers in place, and then the administration changes out, and then you have different people with the same rules, and those powers can be used
for something else,
for something completely different.
Exactly.
And it was not intended to do at all, and that's really what I think we're seeing right now. A lot of the stuff was good. Like, we don't want people to die from COVID, but what I'm afraid of is, like, in the future, you know, what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't think necessarily anything bad is going to happen. Only the future will tell.
That's what we're hoping for, right? You know, but then, you know, you got that microchip, you know, like, hey.
I mean, you already have. Elon Musk already talked about it.
Well,
you have a microchip. No. This is a microchip. This is in my pocket.
Yeah.
This in my pocket. I take it everywhere with me. It tracks me. It has a GPS chip that's within 3 meters.
Yeah, you got to turn it off. That's why.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can turn it off for now.
Yeah.
But once you can't turn it off, even if you can't turn them off, are you going to give it up?
But I wonder.
I got a flip phone now.
Will most people?
There you go.
Will most people though? I think the masses won't.
The point about the microchip thing is with contact tracing. Apple and Android sent out a mandatory update that put contact tracing on your phone.
Yeah, you can't delete it.
So to me, it's like, can you really turn the GPS off?
No.
No.
I mean, essentially, no. If what you're saying is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that shit is.
So your privacy is gone. You remember, like, whenever you buy something or you have to agree to something. Any of you guys read that shit?
No, I never read that.
Yeah, that's what you know. Some parts of it says that, and I'm not trying to say I'm all better. I don't read that shit either. So, but I'm saying some parts of it is saying, hey, you're willing to use this so we can, you know, take some data, right? So data mine. So
we need to start reading those rules.
Yeah.
All 50 pages.
I mean, but the thing is you can't even fucking use the device unless you sign it anyway. So even if you, in modern society, you don't have to have a smartphone.
Right.
But the benefits are so high that most people aren't willing to give it up.
Exactly.
Like, there's so much shit for work that I have to use this for. You know? There's going to come a point where you pretty much have to sign the line whether you know what's in there or not. Like, okay, I fucking agree to the terms and conditions. Here's my soul.
I mean, Bill Gates could put in there, he wants your firstbborn child. Yeah. You still click that agree.
Say yeah.
You know, like, I gotta use my phone.
Yeah, he wants that. Yeah, that young blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shit.
For that cult shit, man.
Yeah. That
lizard people.
Lizard people. You're real into them lizard people, huh?
Man, you ain't ever seen that video of Mark Zuckerberg testifying on Congress?
Watch him drink water.
Yeah, watch that motherfucker drink water. Ain't nobody drink water like that. There ain't no. He's like.
He didn't even drink the water. He's like pretending to drink it.
Yeah, like touches his lips or something.
You see how like trying to look normal,
I hydrate through my skin.
Yeah. You see how he never blinks? Like he just stares at the camera or whoever, and he just has his big old white eyes, like, bruh.
That's what happens when you sell your soul. You just become the lizard person.
That's
what happens.
You heard about the theories of the Denver airport?
No. What are these?
Oh, so the Denver airport. So the Denver airport is the newest built airport in America, like a major airport in America, right?
Okay.
So it has miles and miles of tunnels underneath.
Oh, wow.
That's where they move the luggage, and a lot of people think that it's a fallout shelter for like World War III, where all the world leaders will go to. The other thing, when you drive up to the airport,
sound like that crazy for conspiracy theory.
no, it gets better. It gets better.
It goes deep.
Yeah. So that horse you see, that blue horse.
Blue
I don't
Safari.
remember it.
You don't remember that horse? You can't miss that
What the
fucking
hell,
thing.
bro?
It's big and blue with red
Okay,
eyes.
there's a blue
It's
horse.
right
There's a
there in
blue
the middle,
horse.
bro. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
It's like sitting in
Yeah.
front.
So there's a blue horse with red eyes.
So they say that horse is one of the horse from the apocalypse because the way it looks, it's got these red fucking eyes.
Yeah.
It got blue
The
skin.
4 Horsemen.
Yeah, part of the 4 Horsemen. Then another thing about the airport, just look at the wall art. So there's like some New World Order fucking shit. Like,
No, for real. I've seen it.
it's
I've seen it.
crazy, man. Like, there's one picture where it's like kids killing this dude that's wearing like a gas mask. Like, he almost looks like he's in a Nazi suit, but it's like all about this New World Order shit.
Holy shit.
But the paintings tell a story, and then the
murals,
last painting is like all these different ethnicities, like around, I think it's like a dead person or something, like he's fucking Jesus, but it's like some new.
Oh my god.
There's so many videos on it. Also, like if you look at Denver's airport on Google Maps, and it looks like a swastika, like the
oh
way
my
the
God.
runways are and stuff. Like, it's pretty crazy, man. Like,
Did you just go down the rabbit hole on
rabbit
YouTube?
all the time, dude.
You went down the rabbit hole.
I'm telling you,
You were
man.
like, hey, AJ, man, look at this shit, man.
No, I do. I tell AJ all the time.
This shit is crazy, man. The world's gonna end, man.
Hey, this is why we when we talk about this stuff, we end up talking about it for like 10 hours, bro.
Have you heard of Skinwalker Ranch in Utah?
Vaguely.
So Skinwalker Ranch, right? They say it's one of the most paranormal. Like, I can't really go in depth to it. It's a lot, but they talk a lot about it, like interdimensions opening up and seeing like aliens fucking come out, and like this family bought it and all this shit. Like, look up Skinwalker Ranch. It's really fucking good, man. But I love all this shit. Like, one day, me and AJ, AJ's Filipino, I'm Korean. So the culture is very different. So I was talking to AJ about like some of the folklore. So in the Philippines, they believe,
Superstitious. We're very
superstitious.
superstitious. Yeah.
So for example, in AJ's house, they always leave the hallway light on at night. It stays on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's part of the superstition.
Is there going to be a goblin that comes and gobbles you
I
up?
like where you're going with this. You know why? So, Bucky, he don't believe in nothing. Like, I'm talking about not even a ghost or anything.
No.
So I like that you brought that up because
I believe, yeah.
he don't believe in nothing. I'm telling you, nothing.
Really?
I believe that we are just essentially organic computers. What happens when you turn a computer off? It just shuts off. What happens when a person dies?
But what about
They
this
shut off.
alien stuff? You don't believe in the alien stuff?
Yeah, but that's not superstition. That's science.
It kind of relates to supernatural in a way.
Yeah,
It's not-
supernatural.
It's not supernatural.
Yeah, it
it's
is, man. I'm telling you.
well, supernatural is essentially something to fill in the blanks of something that we don't understand but could actually exist. Like, we have hard evidence of these things.
What about
And
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot is not.
No, so let me
Don't
hear
even
me
go
out.
down these rabbit.
No. Hear me the fuck out real quick.
Oh my god.
So the famous video of Bigfoot, the famous video that was made like 40 years ago of Bigfoot walking off into the woods. Experts, backed by science, backed by fucking science.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Some Nephilim shit.
AJ just
So let me tell you, they took athletes and different people to try to do the gait of that Bigfoot.
Oh, the gate. The gate.
And we couldn't. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Bigfoot is fucking real, bro.
What if he was on stilts? Boom.
Stilts would make you like 11 feet tall, man.
Exactly.
The motherfucker's only like 7 foot.
You don't know.
Let's go back. Okay, hold on. Let's go
How
back
about
to the
some
let's go back to the superstitious.
Let's go.
All right, so one of the things is he starts talking to me about the superstition in the Philippines, like very superstitious. They call it the province.
Yes.
If they live outside the province, so it's like outside of Manila, outside of Cebu, the big cities, right?
Yeah, outside, just in general.
It's kind of like the jungle, right?
Yep.
So he got me fucking going, dude. I was talking about this shit for what, a week?
Yes.
Fucking started researching, man.
Started research.
Yeah, dude.
Bucky, you need to
Backed
get
by
on this.
science. Backed by motherfucking science.
Hey, that's all we gotta say.
Science.
Hey, you started it, man.
So some of the so the biggest thing is like St. AJ's house at night, they always leave a light on because you don't want bad spirits. Yeah, bad spirits to come through. The other one is
Can't get that bad juju.
yeah, that's right.
Man, this is real shit, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you the story.
So then they also have these the duende. Duende. They're little
Short
people.
Yeah.
Like they're like fucking fairies or something,
Okay,
right?
I
And if you
respect
step
it.
on one, you step
Narnia
on one,
shit, man.
yeah, you step on one, bad luck. Then you got Capri, right? This motherfucker is like Bigfoot on steroids, but he likes to smoke cigars and shit. So
He's like,
he hangs out. So if you're like in the fucking jungle and you smell smoke, it's Capri.
That's
But
right.
listening, like kind of thinking about it, right? I was going down the rabbit hole with Capri, and like one of the things was back in World War, I think it was World War II.
Yeah.
There was this this black officer that used to smoke cigars, and I guess Filipinos have never seen a black man, so they thought he was like a mythical thing. Like it's pretty crazy.
yeah, I mean that.
Then they have the Asawanga.
Yeah, I swung.
Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude. Some of the craziest shit you ever hear about a fucking bat lady that at night separates her body from her fucking legs and goes out and terrorizes people. There's video on YouTube of it on Super
Hey, best of all, it's backed by
Science.
It's backed by science.
Then,
Look it up, man. It's in Google.
I mean, there's some other crazy ones. I mean, there's like mermaids, merman.
I believe that those stories came from real things, like mermaids came from, what are those things? The
Or
fucking,
fish.
Yeah, like the oarfish. The Loch Ness monster might have been like
so
a
you
really big
believe in that
squid.
stuff, like some sort of
I
like
believe that
supernatural,
all,
outside.
all fantasy and all religion and all that, it all came from something that people couldn't explain.
So it's kind of up there, right? So you can't
Yeah.
say you don't believe in it. Then
I can't.
I
don't
You can't
believe-
explain it.
I don't believe in the explanation. I believe that it came from something that might have been real.
What about the Kraken? Do you think the Kraken was real?
That's for real.
Well, there are some pretty big squids they're finding.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it is
they
pretty
finally
big.
caught on
Yeah,
video
squids.
the colossal squids
Yeah.
and
You
the
keep going
They're
down.
like 50 feet long.
Yeah.
They're
They're
huge.
huge.
Well,
They're,
you know,
they're
you
school
gotta-
bus long.
You keep going down the sea floor, right? You know, the deeper you go. I don't know if you guys know Mariana Trench.
Oh yeah, right
Like
off
the
of Guam.
the deepest fucking part of the ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
Deeper than Everest.
Deep.
It goes deep, like
Balls
you know,
deep.
Your ball can't even get in there. All right.
Yeah.
So you know, what I mean, like I think I watched this video on YouTube. It's like how scary is the deep sea, and it keeps going to like how many feet you're under, and it's like I don't know how many feet it was 10,000 feet. That's when you see Kraken or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
gotta
I think
check that out. It's
Mariana
pretty cool.
Trench goes like 40,000 feet down or something. Like something
Is it four?
ridiculous.
Damn.
36,000 feet or something. It's something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god.
but I mean,
Yeah, so we can't even get to all the life that's
No,
down there.
because you know they have the Deep Sea Explorer,
yeah.
the one that they just did back in like early 20. I think it's 2020, 2012 or 2013.
With James Cameron, right?
Oh yeah, hey.
Yeah.
And then you know they couldn't go any further because like that shit's the hole's about to crack.
know,
But
But just remember, James Cameron, science. He made the fucking movie
Science.
Avatar, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, have you seen that fucking movie?
by science.
Back by
It's pretty
Science,
cool.
right.
It's like Runs with Wolves. It's a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. But get this. So I heard, just from, just my research in YouTube and actually Google, that we only explored like probably 5 or 10% of
Mm-hmm.
the sea ocean, that, just in
Yeah.
general. And you think about that, we're already up in the, out in the outer space, exploring that stuff. So
I think we explored more of the moon than we have of the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is
It's
what they
kinda
kind of
crazy.
say.
Because you can just use cameras to explore the
Yeah.
surface of the moon.
I want to tie this
surface
back
of the
in with the
moon.
UFOs because I heard the UFOs go
In the
down
water,
deep.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So you
those,
don't wanna-
those
yeah.
videos that they showed,
Yeah.
they were like right above the water.
Yeah. They go
And they
in
were
there.
they were like super powered jets that they're flying next to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were just fucking flying
Yeah.
out of complete sight and
Yeah.
then coming back.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah.
jets were
Back-
probably
like
going
nothing.
300
It's just
miles
like-
an hour.
You can't just
Yeah.
go back around and, just turn
Flying
back and
upside down,
Yep.
fucking with the pilots. And
Yeah.
It's
What
insane.
do you think about that? Like you think you make, so we're making, some connections here. We
Mhm.
don't want to explore the ocean floor because, hey, there's some aliens.
The new world order's down there.
The new world.
Some
Yeah.
aliens,
Order.
man. I'm telling you.
I
That's
There's
think-
where,
de-
that's where
there's
they're hanging
definitely-
out, bro.
There's definitely some crazy
There's some
shit
crazy shit going on
down there. Yeah.
I mean, like growing up on the beach, I'm pretty good with like animals that are in the water and stuff. But sometimes, occasionally you'll fucking see something that kind of like jumps out of the water, and you're like, "What the fuck is that?" Like,
yeah.
something you've never seen before. But I think
There's definitely stuff down there that we don't know about. I mean, it's there's some pretty crazy shit, but I don't think there's anything down there that is just it was some sort of crazy giant lobster man
It
that's
is, bro.
gonna
I'm telling
come out
you,
of the
man.
sea and take over the world.
fucking Cthulhu, man.
Yeah, it's Cthulhu, Like, it's not anything crazy like that.
Have you
There's
seen that?
definitely some shit that's crazy in the universe that we don't know about, but
That's right.
Well, I kind of think like, so Elon Musk is like one of AJ's and I's like one of the dudes that we're like all about.
Idolize,
man.
yeah, he's
I
the
love
shit.
Elon Musk,
he's
man.
so fucking badass. How can you not like
And
him?
I think
He wants to sell people flamethrowers. That guy's awesome.
that's how he started, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he's the shit.
He was just fucking around. He wasn't like,
but to me, he's like one of the smartest people in the world.
Oh,
and
100%.
He has always said you would be naive to think that we are alone in the universe. It's so vast, man. Like,
Yeah.
actually, what's kind of crazy, they found out today on the moon, they found hematite, which is formed by rust. Well, rust, you need liquid and oxygen.
Oh.
And supposedly the moon doesn't have oxygen or liquid, so how did it get there? Fucking
Hey.
aliens.
Well,
Aliens,
Backed by
bruh.
science.
Well, wasn't the moon supposed to be like a piece of the Earth? Like, isn't one theory that the moon is a piece of the Earth that got broken off when the universe was still forming?
Yeah.
So could have had water in like the early stages of the universe, or an asteroid. Like an asteroid could have hit the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily aliens, because that's one of the theories that is really popular for how the Earth got its water was an asteroid, like a huge asteroid barrage, because when the Earth was still young in terms of the universe, that is how we got all of our water, because the universe is still like super volatile.
I never heard of that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of those. Like, there's the theory where asteroids are how life started. So there's all these different theories where, like, one asteroid could have had. So it takes trillions of years for a piece of bacteria to become us, right? Like, if you, I don't know, maybe you're religious, maybe you're not. But
Big Bang.
evolution is pretty standard now. Like, I'm not a smart man. I don't completely understand it.
Some
But
Darwin shit right there.
yeah, but one of the theories is that all of these asteroids, like, pieces were chipping off of planets that already had life and taking bacteria from the life that was there, and then those asteroids would carry that life somewhere else.
That's an interesting theory. I
Yeah,
never-
it
I never
is
thought
an
about
interesting-
that. That's pretty cool. Like, you
Yeah.
think about that.
Neil
that's
deGrasse
kinda-
Tyson talks about it. It's really cool.
Well, yeah,
Neil
because
deGrasse.
He's fucking awesome.
the asteroid belt is what? In between Mars and Jupiter? I think? The asteroid belt?
Yeah,
So
somewhere
that's
around
probably.
there.
I kind of heard about that theory. I mean, I like space as well. I'm really big into
Uh-huh.
space, but I think, we haven't. There's still a chance for aliens. We haven't gone to the dark side of the moon. Xi Jinping.
Dark side, man. These are the dark side.
Xi Jinping, the CCP. They're actually
chief.
they're trying to go
The
to the
great
dark
leader.
side of the moon. Maybe find an alien and just take over the world in communism. You know, like
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Gee, you're about to get banned from that, bro.
Yeah. I'm all right.
Hey.
You got anything else for the audience there, Bucky?
I just want to give a shout out to the channel one last time. Brandon's Adventure Times. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe.
That's right.
Hit that bell if so that you get notifications when I put out new content. Going to be putting out content every Saturday now.
You better.
Not every year and a half.
Yeah,
right.
not every year and a half anymore. But yeah, thanks guys for having me. I appreciate you. This has been a great time.
Yeah, it's
been
pretty awesome having you on here. So just let the audience know our next episode we are going into. It's going to be a little storytelling from your boy JB.
JB.
So I'm going to tell about a little story about my adventure in Guam. I tell it to a lot of people, and a lot of people get their knockers off on it. So it's a really funny story. I hope everybody enjoys it. The episode's going to be called Passion Sunrise.
Be on the lookout for it.
That's right. So
That's why you hit the like and subscribe.
and the subscribe. That's right.
Bell.
That's right.
Yeah.
So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending time with us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. On that note, peace.
Peace. Say whoop.